Welcome to Naked and Afraid Not. This is Stephen Thomas, and I'd love to talk about Naked and Afraid, one of my favorite survival programs. Now, I am what you would say, a theoretical survivalist, as opposed to the Naked and Afraid people who are true survivalists. I totally take my hat off to them. I think they're most wonderful, utterly nuts people to do this, to risk disease and possibly death, but well done to them if they feel that they have to please their daddy or mommy or make up for some deficiency in their life, or whatever the reason they do it. Get bitten by mosquitoes, get hypothermia, get diseases and parasites, but well done for them doing it for my entertainment. I'm a couch survivalist. So let's have a look at a few of the differences that I would do things the way I would do things if I was forced into a Naked and Afraid situation. First thing is, have a look at this booth. Do you see the booth? Does it look more complete than many Naked and Afraid programs which you've seen? I think so, but this booth is only halfway complete. Look, here is our bed. We've got nice beams to lie on, branches, and then we've got some nice soft comfy branches, but you see there's sunlight showing through. The roof is not complete. This structure still has to have dozens and dozens of palm leaves put on top of it. So there's the inside. Notice the steep sides, and then look, it's got a gate. It's got a door to the booth. This is so different to any Naked and Afraid where they sit in the windy, cold, rainy conditions. And why don't they try and make it windproof, rainproof, bug-proof, and predator-proof? At least this has got a door, and it's still also not complete. The door opens, and then you can sit in here. Now notice we've got these palm leaves, but we're still going to put lots more on the top here to cover it completely. So Naked and Afraid people, instead of spending 21 days shivering in the cold and the wet conditions, make yourself a reasonable booth. Look, this has got woven branches. So we put 10 branches in the form of an A-shaped house, and then we just wove branches between the uprights, and so here we've got a fairly sturdy booth. The bed is totally sturdy. It's long enough to stretch completely out, and if necessary, I just want to show you, I want to move these out of the way. You see underneath there, we could fit another survivalist underneath there. So it's got a second story, or a ground floor. That's the ground floor where you could sleep under, and here's the next floor. So you could have two survivalists sleeping, one on possibly top of the other. So that is one way that I would possibly suggest that people could improve Naked and Afraid. Now have a look here. Here is my Dakota fire hole. It's made, yes, of corrugated iron. A Dakota fire hole has got an air hole at the bottom, which lets the air in. And then you build your fire inside here. You could build this all out of rocks. But the idea is you have your soil at the bottom, and the soil keeps the fire hot. So the soil warms up and keeps the heat in. And then your air comes in from the bottom. And instead of the survivalists spending all day moaning about firewood and who's collecting and who isn't pulling their weight, a Dakota fire pit uses small amounts of wood, keeps burning for a long time, burns clean. It's never going to cause the booth to catch fire because there's a slight distance between the two, and it confines your fire. Also, it hides the fire if you were trying to hide it from other people who might be interested in you. So I would always go for a Dakota fire pit. I would go for some very enclosed, well-made shelter. Spend the whole 21 days adding to your shelter. Continually improve it. This is just the start of the shelter, and look how dense it looks, but it's got to become twice as dense. It's got to have the steep side, and then you've got to have these palm branches draped down over it, and then have a stick to hold them in, have sticks across. So that is how I would improve my conditions with naked and afraid.